So if we just, let me press that. It's just noticing that you are the ever present, timeless being. That there is no doing, no effort to be this. This never changes. It's not in the realm of change. And just be. Just be. This is knowing, know thyself. We know thyself by being thyself. And I'm going to invite you to widen the gaze of the body mind and place not really attention. Attention's not the word, it's more of a noticing the space which is just outside of the body. So it's noticing the space which is just outside of the shoulders. Just pay attention. Pay attention might not be the right word, but notice. Notice the space just outside of the body. And now notice the space in the room. And now notice the space beyond the room, whatever that means for you. And just keep noticing that this space that is outside of the body has no boundaries, doesn't have a name. It's not a city or a county or a country. It's just space. Impersonal, timeless space. And now, if you notice the presence just outside of the body mind, there's a detection of presence. Just notice. And have you detected that that presence has a flavour of happiness? Has that been noticed?
Yeah.
Aliveness, happiness, innocence. That is the unbound, pure, unconditioned consciousness. And it permeates into bodies. And that's why bodies can feel alive. It's an impersonal presence. And so the aliveness that can be detected in the body, there's a mistaken identity that that aliveness is coming from inside of the body. It's not. You've just seen that it's outside of the body. And it took no efforts. That is the true nature of the unbound consciousness. So when you hear teachings that say the body is inside of consciousness, there's your direct experience. Nothing to believe, nothing to go to the head for. That's the direct experience. Notice the space outside of the body. That's the knower. The knower, the means of knowing, and the known. The knower is awareness, aware of space outside of the body. The means of knowing is awareness. It knows the space because it is aware. And what is known is presence, happiness, and unbound, unlimited space. What can you say about life from there?
Limitless, boundless, free, happiness.
Is there a characteristic that needs to do practices to stay happy?
No, it's more limitless, more free feeling. Oh.
That's who you are, Sarah. That's who all of us are. We are a field of consciousness.
Relief.
That's how easy it is.
Yeah.
Take all attention away from the me, the body mind, the one that has got programs that you must practice something every day to stay awake and aware. Just stop. It can start with breathing, noticing the breathing, just to, integrate. And then it's just so easy to notice the space which is directly outside of the body. So it's not a looking or a seeking, it's more of a notice. Notice the space outside of the body. It is so overlooked, often overlooked. Notice that space outside of the body without locating anything. And then there's a realization that it's presence and aliveness, innocence, no boundaries, no conditioning. And then it can be to notice the whole room, which doesn't take any looking or seeing or seeking or searching, just recognition. The whole room. And then it's to take on the space beyond the boundaries of the room. Just the noticing. It's not a doing, there's absolutely no doing. And then there is no such thing as a city, county, country. It's just emptiness. And it never changes. Doesn't matter what's happening, what's arising, what's being played out. The space outside of the body is always there. It is eternal, doesn't change. And every time that we notice our true nature, we stop, we unplug from the game, take time out from the game, the dualistic game or the game of oneness. There is a absolute, it's absolute. It cannot be argued against that there is space outside of the body. The space is not very attractive because the mind can't say nothing about it. Ask the mind to describe the attributes of the space. I'd like to see the mind do that. No. So we can lay the mind down then. That's how it gets laid down. Is the noticing, the recognition, the very noticing. A lot of attention goes on the body and the mind. A lot of attention. It's a constant habit. It's habitual. I, me, mine, me, I, past, future, I. The energetic I. When we just stop functioning from that me, just by stopping, not condemnation, not good and bad, right and wrong, just stop because you are sovereign. You've always been sovereign, saying that you're not. And just notice the space outside of the body. And every time that we notice, it becomes or it appears to become predominant, meaning the presence power is pretty strong. Now, let me tell you what could potentially happen to the body if it's always in a state of fight and flight. There may be a little bit of discomfort in the body, but I assure you that's just collective energy of apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, and pride. Collective energy from characteristics of the me, the frequencies, the vibrations, they are coming up and leaving. Do you remember the cup of water? Yeah, the coffee's gone in the cup, and now hot water's just been poured into that cup and it's over spilling. The coffee is so the smell of coffee can be really strong, and you know, the aroma of it is the only thing that is noticed, and that's where there can be an experience. It's just an experience of the body mind experiencing little aches and pains, but they're just bubbling up to leave. When we are identified with the body, we contract around that pain and it holds it into the body for longer.
Mm.
It's the basic wants of wanting to survive, wanting to be secure, wanting to control thoughts, feelings, pains, want to control them. No, I don't like this. I want to be approved. It's all of that nonsense from the ego structure. Remember, ego's not a thing but it is constructed by thoughts, feelings, emotions, and characteristics. And every time we just notice, not look, not seek, notice the space outside of the body. There's no mind, because this is the mind. This tool, it's the mind. Bliss, wisdom, mental body, etheric, physical. This changes. This can experience bliss. It can be wise. It can be foolish. It can have mental clarity, confusion. It can experience courageousness, acceptance, peace, apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, pride. It can be slim. It can be overweight. It can eat food. It can starve. Ever changing. Ever changing. Just like a car. You can reverse it, park it, first gear, second gear, turn it, indicate, roof off, roof on. Many facets. And they've all got their purpose, you know. Thank God that you can do all these things with vehicles, because that's how we have the experience of driving. But when we pay too much attention to the vehicle, we lose sight of who we are. We become the car. And I've seen that. I've seen people become their car. Yeah. So every um this is real integration of the intelligence and love, um having a human experience through the body mind Sarah, the body mind Amanda. Excuse me, but it's just to notice that you're that. Words cannot do it. That's the silent teaching, just the noticing of the space outside of the body. And that's it then. The silent teaching, it's recognition, recognition, recognition. Nothing to say. It's like, oh, it's like a leaf on a branch of a tree. And the leaf is depressed because all it can see is green, a green leaf. It's just looking at its finite self. And it's so unhappy because it wants to be part of the tree. It is part of the tree, but it doesn't know that because it's just looking at the leaf. Self-centered. It's looking at itself. It's centered on itself. But if we say to that leaf, stop looking at yourself and stop looking at the other leaves, look at the space outside of you, it will realize that not only is it part of the glorious tree, it is the totality of the garden. And such teachings cannot be taught. It's the silence, it's the recognition. Recognize the space outside the body. No more words. And so there are three areas that pure consciousness can be predominantly aware of. beingness, which is the space outside the body. Consciousness can be predominantly occupied with forgetting its true nature, with what is happening inside of a body, thoughts, feelings, and consciousness can be predominantly preoccupied with objects out there. Separation, mom, dad, brother, cat, dog. That consciousness is the ice cube consciousness, which is made of water. This is made of the space, but it's taken the shape of an ice cube and it's called a knower. Knowing, it's a knower that knows. The knower, the means of knowing, and the known. And that is a little explorer. The ice cube likes to explore. And because it has exactly the same essence as water, because it is water, it's not that it has the essence of water, it's just it's water that has been patterned, shaped, formed into ice. So it can have the experience of being separate. And the experience of being separate is so that it can relate to other ice cubes. But that separate ice cube, as it starts to soften, the softening is from the letting go of the rigidity, separate. It stops. And all the pebbles and stones and things that got trapped in the ice because it clung to it, they start to wash away. And all the ice cube has to do is look at its true nature, look at its true essence, look at its true source, and it will see on the ocean, I am that, I am. And there's no doing, no smashing of programs, nothing. And then the ice cube can say, oh, there's never any problems. And it lets go of wanting to hold the pebbles that it thought was going to add something to it. Let go of the particles that it thought it needed to make it happy. And as those particles fall away, the real happiness becomes more and more and more predominant. But it's when the ice cube stops looking at itself and saying, I am a me, I am an ice cube. No, it stops, it notices the space. It says, oh God, I and my Father are one. And so now the space outside of the body, that unity, it's even beyond unity. Water, it's just water. It just is. And that is who I am. That is I am. The natural state of awareness. There is an awareness of a body mind, Sarah, the knower, the means of knowing and the known. The means of knowing in this scenario is that the means of knowing is how is it known of the body mind Sarah? How could that be known? Hearing, seeing, touching, communicating, functioning. That's how that experience is known, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not egotistic. It's just direct knowing. The knower, the means of knowing, and the known. This ice cube knows that ice cube. but there's no contention between the two ice cubes. There's no conflict. It's unity and love. And this is the experience that the two ice cubes have while remaining as the ocean, the space outside, the unbound, pristine totality. And yet, having that unity, devoted communication. Pure equality. But we can play a game and we can say, right, what game shall we play? I tell you what, I'm going to be the teacher and you can be the students. Shall we do that? And then halfway through the game, it switches and you become the teacher. And I'm going to become the student, because that's how teachers become teachers and that's how students become students. And we're just going to play this game. But in reality, there is no such thing as teacher and student. It's just the empty ocean and two ice cubes with different frequencies in them. And the unity is where the service comes. How can I serve you? And the other ice cube is saying, and how can I serve you? Let's play a game of teacher and students. It's like a tea party. Let's play that game. And then the pure consciousness, the one intelligence and love, will deliver scripts of teachings and deliver scripts of student stewardship. So it's the one consciousness doing everything. Consciousness is the teacher and the student. And to have that experience, it will pick two body minds so it can experience itself loving itself, devotee. It's all consciousness. It's all intelligence and love. And there's an available option to have the experience of noticing, recognizing the space outside the body. And that's where you are, you know. There's no popping up into the head. And this can be mistaken as the got it and lost it, because when we notice our true nature, which is empty, open, pristine, boundless, and we notice that, oh, we are the consciousness. And very quickly, the presence is felt on the body. The body can feel like presence, real presence on the body. And it can also feel that happiness and that freedom. But it's not the body that's having that experience, it's the consciousness. When we experience the space, or when we notice, recognize the space just outside of the body, It depends on each function, but it's the very recognition of bliss. The happiness arises bliss. It can also be experienced as a heartbeat outside of the body. That's the etheric realm. Yeah.